Hey guys, today is, what is today? It's Wednesday, June 20th. Oh my god, has June flown by? But I thought I would do my first check-in. I've been talking about doing these kind of vlogs. I'm really excited, and yeah, so here I am. I know I'm not wearing makeup. I'm sorry, please forgive me, but at least I'm having a good-ish skin day, so you won't have to cringe too badly. So it is Wednesday, obviously during the day, and I got approved to work from home 1 day a week. I am so excited. It is going to make my life so much easier just having that 1 day. Obviously, I'm still going to be working my normal hours, 8 to 4 or whatever, but my commute is really long, so I spend about 2.5 hours every day commuting, and so I'm gonna have those 2.5 hours back every week, at least just on Wednesdays. And I love that it's midweek because it's just like such a nice break. Like, I go to work for 2 days, I work from home 1 day, and I go to work for 2 more days, and then I have the weekend. So I am beyond excited. I haven't felt this excited in a really long time. So me and Mona to go are here. Well, not really to go, I should get a to-go cup, but so Mona stays with me even if I'm not in the bedroom. Kind of to talk more about work, to segue into this topic. I've realized, you know, something within the last, I would say the last few days. It's something I've been really thinking about, and I think I've been realizing it over the last few months since I started my new job and working full-time again. When I first started working full-time last year at my other job, I told myself that it was not going to impact my writing mentality, and that writing was still going to be my full-time job too, and this was just kind of, I was going to view it as like a side job, and that was the way I would mentally keep my writing a priority. And I think I was pretty successful with that, at least over the summer and into the fall, because I finished writing my first draft. So I did, you know, I'd go to work and I'd come home and I'd open the laptop and I would get to work, because that, to me, was my job as well, just as important as my full-time job. But since I started working this new position, I think part of it is the fact that this is more than just a job. Like, this is a career, really, and it's something I'm really excited to be a part of, and I'm so glad that I have it, and blah blah blah. But I really, being honest with myself, I've started to view my writing as a hobby, and that breaks my heart, because that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. Like, oh my god, no. So, you know, reading Twilight again, which is what I'm reading now. Actually, I'm on New Moon now, but I'll get to that later. One of my favorite things on Stephenie Meyer's website, even if you're not a fan of Twilight, I encourage you to check this out. She wrote sort of like a mini essay, or just information, basically, her story of writing Twilight, and she kind of just walks you through like her sitting down and writing the first pages to realizing that she wanted to publish it, and her journey. And I mean, it's not very long, it probably takes like 10 minutes to read, but it's so inspiring because it, you know, walks you through her actual process and how she was able to just like, she lived her life, she did her duties during the day, but she made sure to at least do something every single day. And reading Twilight again, it just reminds me of that, and I can picture Stephenie writing it, and it has been like a little spark of you know, get going, Haley, like, this is your dream, do it, kind of thing. I also love Shia LaBeouf, so. So yeah, I am so, I mean, disappointed sounds like a really strong word, but I am disappointed in myself that I've let this become more of a hobby view, and not like, you know, writing isn't something I just want to tell people I do on the side. Writing is something I want to tell people that's what I do. And yes, I have another job, so I have 2 jobs, and yeah, that's just how I feel about that. So to segue again, I'm getting good at this. Monday, so in 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 days. Oh, I got an email. In 5 days, I start my writing class. I like, am so excited. I'm so terrified at the same time. Like, I just know leading up to this class, I'm gonna have nightmares every night that I'm gonna like forget to go, or like forget to do my homework. I've already had that nightmare that I forgot to do my homework, because I'm like a goody two-shoes when it comes to school, and so like it really stresses me out. Like, not in a bad way, I'm still excited, but it's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna get graded again, and like I have to go to class. And so the class is, I don't know if I've mentioned this, it's not a physical class. It is online, but it's on conference call, so I have to be like, it's 6:30 to 9 or something, 6:30 to 8:30, I don't remember, Monday and Wednesday nights, and I have to like be on like the conference call. It's like a video conference call, so she can see you and everything, and hopefully she'll be muted, because like having all those people's background noises would be, or not she'll be muted, but we'll be muted unless we're talking. But anyway, so I'll actually see her, and like I'll see everyone else, and so it's gonna be pretty much a real class, but also online, so that will be nice, because like I won't get home really late because I'll already be home. But I'm scared. Like, we got our syllabus and I've gone through it. Like I said, I'm like a weird goody two-shoes about this kind of thing, and I've already read through it. I already have like all the books that we're supposed to read, and I mean, now it's 5 days away, so it doesn't sound impressive, but I did all this like back in May, and I've looked at all the assignments and I've started to think about what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna be really fast-paced because it's only 7 weeks long, so we have something is due every Tuesday and Thursday, so like the days after class, and so like a whole assignment is due, like 2 assignments are due every week, and then at the very end of the thing we turn in our final project, which is our original work. So by the end of July, I think the last day of class is like the day after my birthday, so my birthday's a Tuesday, so there's no class on my birthday, but I think something's due on my birthday. I don't remember, I'll have to double check that. But one of the reasons I'm so excited for this class is because I think it is going to force me to really put my writing as a priority again, because it's gonna have to be. And just being around her, my teacher, who is a self-sustaining writer, is gonna be really inspiring too, and hearing what she has to say. My biggest fear is she's gonna like read something and be like, oh yeah, this is pretty bad, you probably shouldn't go into this. But at the same time, I've told myself, like, even if that does happen, even if she says like, yeah, you don't belong in this class or something, I don't think I would stop. And maybe that's crazy, I don't know. But kind of to go back with Stephanie Meyer's short essay thing, one of the things that she talked about was her applying for agents. And now that I've learned more about the publishing process, before I used to be really impressed that she like sent out, like she queried like 12 agents, and I was like, wow, that's so many. It's not a lot. Like, she like did not query for long. But she said one of the responses from an agent was really kind of cruel, and like, she didn't say exactly what it said, but I'm sure it implied like, you shouldn't do this, like this is horrible, blah blah blah, like you are not a writer. But I mean, she went on to be pretty successful, so I don't know. I like to think that passion is the #1, you know, important thing. Okay, I have to get back to work now. It's been a nice break. I am so excited to work from home. I feel like I'm just sitting here all giddy because it's like, I'm at home and I'm working. I don't have to put on makeup today. Woohoo! Though my boss still can video call me, and I'm really afraid that's gonna happen. Just kidding. I think I look good enough. I at least got dressed and showered and everything. Like, I'm doing good. I'm successful, and I'm at my little desk area, so we're doing good. And by desk, I mean my table, because as you saw my desk tour, this is my main working space. Okay, I'll check in with you guys later. Bye. All right, it's 4 o'clock. Well, actually it's a little past 4 by now. I'm just picking up the camera. But yes, I am done for the day. My first work from home day is actually really fun. Got a little cloudy. And I had to go run to the store to pick up some things for tomorrow's work party. So that was fun, but the traffic was bad. But okay, now I'm done. And the weird thing is, I'm done with work and I'm already home. I don't have to commute for an hour and a half. Crazy. So in my upcoming sit down video, which is upcoming now but will be already posted when you see this, I'll talk about what book I'm reading. I thought I'd talk about what audiobook I just finished listening to, because I haven't mentioned it yet. I finished listening to The Haunting on Hill House by Shirley something. I'll link it down below. Guys, it was so good. Honestly, it was one of my favorite mystery books. It was written in the late 50s, I believe, and there's 2 movies based on it. There's the 1960s movie and the 1990s movie, and I had seen the 1990s movie, They're so different. Like the 1990s movie is almost funny. I mean, the book has a lot of funny parts in it, but like they did something weird with the 1990s. I can see why people don't like it. I still thought the movie was great. It's one of those really bad movies that's like almost good because it's so bad. I really like it. It's got Owen Wilson in it and it's a horror movie. I mean, what else do you need to know? But yeah, supposedly Netflix is gonna make a new show based on the book. So I decided to listen to it. It's considered like one of the best horror novels ever, and I can see why. If you want to read or listen to a really good story that's very character driven, that's your book. Alright, so let's film the sit down video. I can't decide if I want to do the tag or a separate video. I think, should I do the tag? I feel like I just did a tag, so I'm not going to do a tag again. I'll do the tag next. I'm going to do a sit down video first. Yeah, because it's fresh on my mind. Okay. See you at the next check-in, baby. That was weird, I know, I'm sorry. Okay, I just finished filming my sit down video. I think it went okay. I'm not 100% in love with it. I feel like, see, sometimes I really script my videos and plan exactly what I'm gonna say, and it sounds so mechanical and just, I get really unhappy with it, and so I try to be more free-flowing and just kind of write down bullets and say it, and then I end up rambling. So I'm still figuring out what the best method is for me when I do those kind of sit down videos. Obviously for vlogs, I don't script at all. And by script, I mean just kind of like make more detailed lists of what I'm gonna say. So I thought I'd tell you guys here how that's going, because this is like my little journal thing, so you can see some behind the scenes. Hello. So to give a quick writing update, I wanted to say, so thinking about how much I've actually written these last couple weeks, the answer would be whatever this page and a half full of handwritten notes is, or handwritten scripting, drafting is. But I feel like I've done so much more, because one of the things that I'm doing lately is on my walks back, and I talked about this in the video I just filmed, but I haven't been watching videos or listening to music or listening to audiobooks anymore. I've just been using that time to kind of just think about whatever I want to think about, and a lot of that has been my story. And so I feel like I think about my characters all the time, and I think about elements I want to add to my story, and I picture scenes all the time, and then I have my phone and I quickly like text myself, because I haven't found the notepad thing in it and I've had it for years. I text myself my notes, and so if you look at my text messages on my phone between myself, it's just like constant long texts of scenes I've pictured or things I want to add just within the last like week. So I'm always thinking about my characters, and I'm always thinking about my story. So I've like, in my head, I've been working pretty diligently on drafting, but then I realized like, hold up, I've just been brainstorming, which is great. Brainstorming is important, but I haven't actually been doing the writing part. And that's the part I usually procrastinate on pretty good. I love thinking about my story and planning my story, but actually doing the thing, not so good. But I thought I would show you what I have done. So I've been attempting to draft by hand, and so this is just kind of like an alternate version of the intro to my story. And I actually had a lot of fun doing this by hand. It felt so much more involved. And I'll probably make a whole separate video talking about the benefits of handwriting, versus typing, because they obviously each have their own pros and cons, but I feel like when it comes to drafting, I might stick with handwriting. Like something about having a written Word document and seeing the blank page on Word or Scrivener or whatever you use feels so official, and you feel like it has to look professional, because it looks like how books look, and it's just, it looks like a final draft just staring at you. But handwriting, it feels like you're almost just taking more detailed notes, and you feel a lot more forgiving with yourself. And I write in pencil, which has a lot of cons for sure, and one of that is smudging and fading and who knows, but I just always have preferred pencil over pen. It just feels better. And I think that helps even more with the mentality of this is just a draft. And so I can't speak on what it is like to then type up your draft on a Word document after you finish handwriting it all. Like, I have no idea how long it's gonna take if I do continue drafting by hand, but maybe that will be a good way to sort of self-edit as I'm retyping my notes. I don't know. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I like it so far. When I took the only writing class I've ever taken, and this was a couple years ago, he had us sit in class and work on drafts and do it by hand. He was a firm believer that you should do a first draft handwritten. And at the time I was like, I mean, I can kind of see it, but I'm still just gonna use the computer. It's faster, I can edit faster. But now I'm kind of like, maybe he was onto something. I don't know, I think that's definitely something that's a personal preference, and maybe even just like, you can change it per story. I know J.K. Rowling drafts by hand and computer. She mixes it up. So I don't know, maybe for the beginning this is what's gonna work, or for the scenes I'm having difficulty with, this is what this is the answer I've been looking for. Maybe I'll let you know. Right, it is now almost 10 o'clock and I am currently going over a friend of mine's draft, which she wrote, I think this is the first 15,000 words. I don't know, it's like 50 pages, and she just wanted some second opinions on it, so I said I would look it over. And it's really good so far, like really good. I'm really excited for her. So I just thought I would share that part of my writing life. I think that's something that people don't necessarily think about when they get in the writing community, is that you know, if you want to be in the community, there's a little bit of give back, and I think getting that kind of feedback from people who are also writers is really valuable. So hopefully she appreciates my comments, and I hope she writes more soon because it's really good. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, I'm not gonna show you. Nice try. Today is Saturday, and my first class, writing class, starts in 2 days. So I did actually finish the reading. I finished it yesterday, and I feel like this is the first time in so long that I am over-prepared for a class. I mean, not over-prepared, but just prepared in advance. I'm usually a pretty big procrastinator, but I find with these classes, like, I really want to do well. Like, I haven't felt nervous about a class in so long. I admit I'm one of those really annoying people that school comes really easy to me. But when it comes to this, to writing, it's different. I mean, writing's subjective anyway, but this is the thing I really care about. And I think that's how I know that this is my truest, deepest, most desired passion and what I want, because I do feel as though the stakes are a lot higher. But the reading was really good. So the book we have to read for the class is Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose, and I think it's really funny her last name's Prose. And I think she wrote it a while ago. Was it 2006? I don't know. I'll link it below. Basically, it talks about reading books slowly and the importance of reading them slowly, and analyzing just the language and the word choice and why a writer makes a certain choice, and not just, you know, the plot line and the characters, the big picture stuff. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty, and I like that because it's something I actually haven't thought about in a while. Mostly because I feel like, you know, when I got my master's degree in science journalism, that was something our classes really focused on, was the grammar, the word choice, the structure, in a more detailed sense. And so now I feel like I'm focusing on the plot and moving my story forward and character arcs, but I think it's going to be important to take a step back and get down to the basics again. And part of the class, we have to pick an author and study their word choice and study their writing choices, and implement that style into our own writing and show how we are using the same style that we learned from them. Not writing style, but just like technique, such as one author who used music and like used musical words throughout their piece, and like how that transcended the story they were trying to tell. Anyway, but I have no idea who to pick for an author. I feel like this is the thing I'm most insecure about as a writer and a reader. I haven't read the classics, really. We got assigned them in school, and I'm one of those people who in English class, if we had to read a book, I wouldn't read the book. I would rather just read books that I was interested in. And now it's really coming back to bite me because I really don't know classic books that well. Towards the end of my high school career and moving forward, I was kind of embarrassed and really insecure about that, so I started reading the classics myself. But because I was doing myself and not in a classroom setting, I couldn't like get as much out of it because there was no discussion and there was no knowledgeable teacher guiding me through the reading. And so I read Romeo and Juliet by myself. I read Lord of the Flies, which I actually really liked that one. What else have I read? I recently read Wuthering Heights, and now I'm reading Pride and Prejudice. And I wish more than anything, if I could do one thing over again in high school, it would be to actually pay attention and try harder in English class, because now that I know it's what I want to do, it's like, you fool? Like, what were you doing? Like, why didn't you do the work? I don't know. Ugh. So when it comes to stuff like this, picking an author whose work that we want to learn from, I don't know who to pick. I mean, anyone I can think of is more like pop culture authors, you know, who I think still are respectable in their own right, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I can only think of the super famous ones, or the super, perhaps the ones who didn't focus so much on word choice. So I don't know. I'm kind of insecure about it. I think that's probably the thing I'm most nervous about this class with, is like if she asks us who some of our favorite authors are, I'm gonna be like J.K. Rowling and Stephenie Meyer and Stephen King, and just like all of the really famous pop culture ones. And she's gonna be like, wow, you must not read a lot of variety. And I'm gonna be like, you got me there. I guess I'm trying to be more gentle with myself, because I know that's what classes are all about, is learning and sort of having a second chance at, you know, that I'm taking the class because I don't know this already. So I don't have to go into it already knowing everything. But it is a graduate level class, and so there are going to be people, I'm sure, everyone or most people in there who have a wide range of writers that they follow. I think one person who I'm thinking about choosing, just because I recently read one of her books and I loved it, hold on, I have to look up her last name. Yeah, Shirley Jackson, who wrote The Haunting of Hill House, which, as I mentioned, I just finished that book and I really liked it. And she's someone who I think really focuses on the language and purposefully made her word choices with strong purpose. Now I'm repeating myself. And she wrote a few more books. So, and I really loved The Haunting of Hill House. Like I said, it was a huge character story, and you can tell that she really purposefully, I literally just said that, focused on her word choice. So maybe that would be a good person to pick. I think that might be who I go with, because, but it hasn't, her style, like, could I really implement it in my YA? I don't know. Like, should I focus on an author that is more close to what whose work is closer to what I'm actually trying to write? Or should I do someone completely different from my genre and just focus on their technique? I don't know. I guess I'll see what my teacher thinks. My first assignment is due Tuesday, and it's so weird to think that I have homework due in just a few days. And I feel like, oh my god, I should get on top of it and do it now, but I can't because we haven't had the class yet. Okay, I'm rambling enough. I think I'm going to end my first vlog here, or my first author's journal here. So I realize, so I'm editing right now my struggles video, which is ironic because I procrastinated editing it, so I didn't really juggle that very well. Juggle video, not struggle, sorry. And I realized that my last video before this, I haven't uploaded in like 13 days. I thought it had only been a week. I thought like, oh, I was 1 video behind. No, I'm like 3 behind, so I'm very sorry. But I think with my classes now starting on Monday and with these vlogs going, it's gonna be a lot more steady, I promise. And Camp NaNoWriMo starts in a few days, or in a week. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this more behind the scenes sneak peek into my writing life, and I'm excited to do more. And I promise the next one I'll actually show more of the writing, because that's, like I said, when my classes are starting on Monday, and Camp NaNoWriMo is going to be the week after that. So I'll show you guys doing my first homework assignment, or my setup for my class. I am so nervous. I haven't felt this nervous for school probably since my first day of college, like undergrad, like, or maybe high school, my first day of high school. Everyone remembers those nerves, right? Like, oh my god, I was so nervous. I got lost. It was my biggest nightmare. That's it for another time. Okay. Oh, the book I'm reading. What am I reading right now? Well, Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose. I'm on chapter 3, and I'm already on Eclipse in the Twilight series. It's good. I love New Moon so much though that I'm kind of like, I didn't like Eclipse as much, mostly because I'm not a huge Jacob fan, though I'm liking him more in this reread. You know, I'm giving him another chance. Alright. Let me know what you guys are reading below. I think I've already said that in a sign out in these videos, but I'm always curious, and as I mentioned, I really need to open up my author selections. So let me know if you also have recommendations on who I should read for my summer author, because I don't want to embarrass myself. Okay, bye guys, and I'll see you in my next video.